making sure you're healthy, making sure you're in the gym, not staying out the gym. So just keeping everything tight.
Christian, I'm not sure if you're aware, but you could be the fifth person ever to win an NCAA championship and an NBA title in back-to-back years. I'm just kind of curious what this has been like for you now, getting to compete for a championship in back-to-back years, and how this stage maybe compares to what the Final Four was like last year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is what, every player wants to do is, compete at the highest level. And, winning is obviously more fun for everybody. So just going from the situation in Kansas and, winning a lot and then winning my last year and then coming straight here and getting into a situation that, one, is a good fit, and then two, we get to win right away is, I couldn't have, imagined a better spot to be. And then, just the people around you, obviously I enjoy them and just this team. And so, yeah, I'm blessed to have, 2 years in a row playing at the highest level and winning at the highest level. And it's different. Like in the NCAA tournament, it's, one game. So there's a lot of pressure on that one game. And here there's a lot of ups and downs. We've had series where we win 2 and we think we're up 2-0. It's a big lead, and then you go lose 2 on the road. So it's completely different, but the same pressure, the same fun atmosphere, fun environment, and the fans at both levels have been great. So just blessed to have that opportunity to win at the highest level.
You're obviously the youngster in this crew, mm-hmm. but more than one veteran player refers to you as a winner. What do you think you've done to earn their trust and to show them that you're a component to winning? Yeah,
I mean, they don't ask, too much of me. Obviously, I mean, they get that from, what we did in college, as a team. And then just, having that on your resume coming into this, they know that I wasn't coming in here trying to, do too much or play outside of my role or play outside of myself. They allowed me to be me, and I've said that all year. Like, coaches allowed me to do what I do. The teammates, all the players have allowed me to be me. It's just made the transition so much easier. I don't have to come in and try to do anything I'm not good at. And just, thrive in the role that they put me in. And so I think early they saw that, when I was put in that position, I didn't try to do too much. And I just wanted, I wanted to win, wanted to make winning plays and, those energy effort plays. And I think that this team was a team when I got here that was like super talented, like most talented team in the NBA probably. And we just needed pieces. We didn't need anybody to come in off the bench and try to do too much, try to shoot too much. We just needed pieces that complement what we already have. And I think they saw that I was willing to do that, willing to play defense. And then obviously they taught me a lot over the course of the year. So I think that's probably how I earned their trust.
You were a big star in college. Was that difficult to say, okay, I'm a defender then?
No, I don't think so at all. I think that I did similar things in college. Obviously, I scored more in the role, but it was similar in my freshman year. I didn't have that same scoring role. So you build those things up over time, and this is really similar to I was on a good team my freshman year, and I was more of a piece to a really good team, and just making energy and effort plays in the time that I get, and whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, just try to make an impact and make an impact on the team.
Just curious what the biggest thing you learned playing in your first conference finals was.
Biggest thing I learned. I think the biggest takeaway from the conference finals itself for me, like I just said, was like whether you get 2 minutes or you get 20 minutes, you have to make an impact in those minutes. And there was times definitely I could have been better. So looking back on that, I have to be able to build on that and learn from different mistakes. And you're going to make mistakes, but the leash gets shorter in the playoffs. So we were winning. We swept. In the conference finals, so there's nothing to be upset about or anything like that. You just got to learn from it. You have 2 minutes, then you have to make an impact in those 2 minutes, and the team has to, be better when you're on the court. So that's probably what I learned the most.
What would you say you've learned or taken away from playing and working and traveling and being around Nikola?
Oh man, there's a lot. I think that everybody kind of talks about his routine. He comes in and does the same exact routine every single day, the same shots, the same step backs, the same fadeaways, the same, free throw routine. He doesn't take any shortcuts. He's here early. He's here getting treatment. So his routine, his consistency with, what he does is obviously the most impressive part. And I think that's why you see, and he makes comments like that all the time, like it's just no different than what he does every day. Like those shots that he hits, all the fadeaways, all like the one-legged, behind his head shots that he's hitting, like he shoots these things every day. So he's not surprised when they go in, and I think that consistency is, what everybody wants to take away from him.
Have you seen him hit that shot that he hit over AD in the fourth quarter?
Well, I don't know about that exact shot, but I mean, he hit one at home. That was the exact same shot. Just I think it was on the other side, but he hit. I think he was shooting like a really good percentage on those fadeaways, like those last second shot. We beat Orlando early in the year on a step back, similar shot. So when the clock's going down, that's what he's good at, and he shoots the same exact shot every single time, and it goes in. So just the consistency in what he does every day. Nobody's surprised when he hits them.
Christian, to follow up on that, what impact does it have on you guys as a team when he raises his voice and shares whatever basketball wisdom he has?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he knows the game better than anybody I've ever been around, obviously, and I think that everybody would say the same. Him and Coach see eye to eye on a lot of things, and they're on the same page, and that's probably built up over, however many of the years they've been together. So him, Jamal, and Coach are all on the same page, and a lot of plays they draw up. I know Coach said in the one of his post-game interviews that Nikola kind of came over and just took the board, and we ran like the same 5 plays that him and Jamal drew up every time and scored on it. So just like the knowledge he brings, and he's not a guy that wants to take over in a huddle. He listens to Coach and does what Coach wants him to, and when he sees things, he points them out, and that goes for anybody on the team. I think Jamal sees things, he points them out, and everybody's on the same page, and that's just trust built up over however many years they've been together. So.
And just to follow up on what you were talking about earlier, champion at Kansas, come here, have a chance to win another title. In as simple as you can say it, what's the secret sauce to winning?
I got good teammates. I've had really good coaches. Obviously, I went to Kansas. Coach Self was great. Come here and another great coach with Coach Malone. And like I said, every system I've went into, whether it was AAU or it was up to the NBA, every system I've went into was a winning culture and was a team that demanded certain things of you. So I'm not going to sit here and say it was just me coming in and changing anything. It was me coming in and adapting to what was already set up before I got there. So KU had a culture set up when I got there, and I was just really easily able to adapt to that. And I think I would say the same thing for here. Like when I got drafted, I knew. When I got drafted, like, hey, this team is the most talented team in the NBA, especially, that starting 5. And then obviously we had Bruce, who's been important as anybody. So there's no secret thing, but just joining a culture and being able to adapt is how you get on the court doing that. And I think that that's just what I've been good at, is adapting.
Just follow up on that. What have you noticed amongst winning teams that you see in this Denver Nuggets locker room and with this team?
Yeah, I think the trust that they've built up, like I said, before I got here, and then adding pieces like Bruce and, like me and like, guys that come in, they're low maintenance. They don't, they listen to Coach and they trust what he's telling us. And we come in, we drill the same fundamental things in practice all the time. And, teams that struggle, they get old with those things. And Coach says it all the time. I think he said the other day, like, don't get bored with success. And I think that we've came in and we've drilled the fundamentals and we've listened to Coach, and nobody tries to push back on what he says. And it's a good balance between Coach listening to the players, like we said with Nikola, and us listening to Coach. And I think everybody's on the same page. We got a lot of guys in this exact moment, like in their career, like they want to win. This is their time to win. And I think that we had all the right pieces come together, and we're here. And we haven't done anything yet. Job's not even close to finish. So we want to watch, who wins this game, and then finish the job.
Christian, you were Calvin Booth's first draft pick as general manager. I'm curious how much you hear from him and what your guys' relationship is like. Yeah,
I mean, he's been great ever since draft night. Like, when he drafted me, told me exactly, what he needed from me, what he wanted to see from me. Doesn't chime in too much, kind of lets me be me. That's another part of, this whole organization, letting me be who I am. And I think that ever since draft night, he's told me what he wanted. He knew that I fit well with his team, thought I was a perfect fit. So, we've been on the same page with that. And then, like you said, I'm his first draft pick. So it's my job to, do what I'm supposed to do and come in and contribute. I think I've done that for the most part. Obviously, like I said, we're 4 games away from doing what we want to do, and I don't think anybody in the locker room feels like we've accomplished what we want to accomplish yet. So, Coach Booth, or Mr. Booth's been like a big part of my first year, and he just chimes in when he sees different things. But it's my job to make him look good, obviously.
Cool. We'll take a couple on Zoom.
We'll start with Tim Reynolds, Associated Press.
Thank you.
Christian, you touched on it a minute ago, but I kind of want to ask you specifically, like Bill Self can be really funny and really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Malone can be really funny and really tough. And I know that's really broad brushing the two of them, but do you see parallels between in their styles, or are they as similar as some of us might think they are? I mean, or do you see it kind of a different way? Thank you.
Yeah, they're similar for sure. Just kind of like old school way they teach things, the way they go about things, and I like that. I think that's the coaching style I prefer. They'll both tell you when you're wrong, but they'll also tell you when you're doing things right. So they're tough on you. They're funny. They like to joke around. They keep things lighthearted, but they really want to win. And those are two of the most competitive people that I've been around since I started playing basketball. You know, Coach Self's, that's obviously all he's about and all he's done. And Coach Malone's the same way. And you guys see Coach Malone get so frustrated, but just because he wants to win so bad, and that goes, with everybody else on the team. Everybody else is at the point in their career where it's like, man, we want to win. Like I said, I always want to win, but just coming off that championship and then having a chance to get another one, we're all in the same place, and I think there's similarities with everybody's, mindset. So Coach Self and him are similar, but I think everybody's similar in like our competitiveness with this team.
Joel Rush, Forbes.
Hey, Christian. Going back to your championship experience with Kansas, what about this current run do you feel that has best prepared you for, or you were expecting, or conversely, what has been most surprising about this one in contrast with that?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of differences, like I said, just with the, how the games are set up, and, college is one game elimination, and this is obviously a series. So there's a lot of differences, a lot of, this is more, you have to be more keyed in on personnel, and with players' tendencies in college, you're more set on, sets and things like that. So there's a lot of differences, but I think just, being ready to win, and we got guys that do what it takes, to put ourselves in that position, and we got talented guys. So there's definitely some similarities and differences, but it's all the same thing. Every time you go out there, we're just trying to win.
All right, we have time for one more. We'll end with James Conlon, RCB Radio Sport Ireland.
Hi, Christian. Christian, your NBA career is in its infancy at the moment, and you come into a Denver Nuggets, an elite organization. Do you feel that you're ahead of where you should be in terms of your own expectations, in terms of your NBA career so far, that you're NBA Conference Finals champs in an NBA final? Are you think you're at the moment you're ahead of where you thought your NBA career would be?
No, I think I'm pretty much right, where I'm supposed to be. I think that I got drafted to a perfect fit, and this is just where we all expected to be. And I think I've said this multiple times. I told all my people this, like when we won the Western Conference Finals, it felt good, but I mean, it didn't feel like we still haven't done, what we wanted to do. Like, I don't feel like I've accomplished, the goal, and I want these next 4 games, worse than anything. So this is kind of where I expected to be with the team I'm on, and everybody in the locker room is on the same page with what they want and winning. So I think I'm right where I need to be, especially for this year. And obviously there's a lot of growth. And like I just said, I learned a lot from especially last series. But there's a lot of growth that I need to make. And right now we're focused on winning. And then in the offseason we'll focus on, other individual things. But I think I'm right where I need to be. And, just want to get these next 4 games really bad.
Cool. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We'll get Nicole in here in a couple. Do you have a stats?
Very nice. I know that you guys are not satisfied with what you have accomplished thus far, but have you allowed yourself to enjoy the fact that you guys have already made history? And I know you have a big break, and so maybe you were allowed to celebrate or enjoy yourself a little bit throughout this break.
No, to be honest, when we win, the win was nice, and like half an hour after that, we were just okay. It's a win. It was not, to be honest, it was not some. I thought it's going to be a much bigger feeling, to be honest. And I didn't celebrate or whatever. I was just enjoying, relaxing.
Nikola, Coach Malone always talks about how much you have changed over the last 8 years. I want to flip that question on him. How much has he changed since your rookie year?
He gave me the ball a little bit more, basketball-wise, but like this, not much. I think he still have passion. He's still into it. Still, basketball-wise, he's giving me the ball more. But like a person, I think he didn't change a lot.
Go ahead, Sean.
Nikola, as somebody who knows Jamal so well, how impressive has what he's done this year been from what he's come back from injury-wise? And is it cool to see him finally getting the national attention for as good as he has been when he's been healthy for you guys?
I mean, I think he deserves, especially because he averaged a lot. He averaged 30 points on a great percentage. I think that's really hard to do, especially on that high number of points. But not just points. I think his energy. I always say, even from the first round, his energy. He was been our best player since round one, and he's really stepping up and in that direction, like being in. Even if he doesn't make shots, this and that, but his energy is always good, and I think that's the best feeling for the guys around him. Yes, we know he can make shots, he can go for 50, but even when things doesn't go his way, he doesn't fall down. He's still into it. He's still playing. He's still fighting, and I think that's the best thing about him right now. I mean, to be honest, you cannot control what people are going to talk about you or not talk about you. So I'm not even going to comment of, does he deserve or not? I think he deserves, but who am I?
Nikola, Jamal yesterday was in here talking about kind of his rookie year and the early stages playing alongside you when you guys are both coming off the bench. Do you remember kind of the early stages of playing with him, and do you remember any early signs of thinking that playing alongside him was special and that you guys had a really good chemistry?
My first couple of years, I had a really good chemistry with Gary Harris. If you guys remember, that was a really good, nice two-man game that we have, and then kind of slowly build up to Jamal. But he always had that fight inside him. He always had that something that kind of he was. I don't want to say chasing something, where he always to be better, be more, he always wanted to be something, bigger than he was in that moment. And I think if I remember him, if I one thing that I remember him when in my rookie year, it was that he was always hungry for more.
Nikola, we've talked about KCP bringing that championship pedigree to your team. In what ways has his big game experience sort of helped you guys navigate this run?
Mike, were you laughing? Not laughing. Yes, I mean, he was there. He won a championship. But the best thing about KCP, he knows exactly what to and where to be, and I think that's the best. And he's doing that in first game, 70th game, playoff game, final game, whatever, pre-game. He always do what he's supposed to do, and I think that's the best to describe of him.
Nicole over here. How has it been to have your family along for this ride? And not just the last month or so, but the last 7 years, your brothers, your wife, back home, what are they saying? How has that been for you?
It's not 7, it's basically my whole life, except wife, who is 10 years with me. But always my family, my mom and dad was always supporting, my dad especially. he always thought that I can be something more, like Jamal. Wanted to be something more, and then when I go to the other city, then my kind of older brother took that role, and he lived with me, and then we came to the United States, and then my brother, my Nemanja, who lived here before 7 years, I think, or 9 years. Now it's 15 years. So we got together, and it was just a nice journey. It was, to be honest, when I was coming to the United States, I was happy that I'm going to be with them. You know, when you're a kid, when you're small, when you were little, you always want to be around with the big brothers, and that was. I was more happy. I was more happy to be around them than being in NBA.
Kind of on that note, Joker, over the past year plus, how have you grown and what have you learned from being a dad? And have you noticed any of those skills translating to being a better basketball player?
Nah, that cannot help you. But the thing that, I knew that even before, that the basketball is not the main thing in my life and probably never going to be. And to be honest, I like it because I have something more at home that is more important than basketball. I think that's maybe that I learned this. I knew that, but this is going to prove me that I'm correct.
Do you think that helps you keep a level head throughout the season, not get too high, not get too low?
Yes, yes. Especially when you get bad days, good days. When you go home, it's always normal, and I think that's the best thing.
Nikola, did you grow up watching the NBA Finals? And is there a Finals that you, especially your first Finals memory, or one you particularly liked?
No, it was not the Finals when Pagia Divas was playing, but I was young and I don't even remember. So.
When you came to you just mentioned it, when you came to the States in 2015, were you coming as much for a family and following your girlfriend as you were chasing the NBA dream, or what do you remember?
That time I didn't know. In that time, I never thought I'm going to be in NBA, but it seemed like it was all connected and we all got together in USA, so it was a good thing for us. Maybe that was a sign that it's a good thing because my wife in that time, girlfriend, she was going in Oklahoma in college, and we were separate for like 6, 7, 8 months. I don't even remember, and it was we were young, and it was a kind of nice period, nice to get together in that age. I don't know, 20, 21. But I never thought I'm going to be in the NBA, so maybe that was a good sign that my family, that I didn't know that it's going to be my wife, my girlfriend that I didn't know that's going to be my wife, get together and live from day one.
So you're chasing the woman, not the
No,
Nuggets.
I never chased Nuggets, but good that I caught them.
Nikola, to follow up on what you said earlier, when I asked you about the Western Conference Final, you said it wasn't as big a celebration as you thought. Is that just because you haven't achieved what your goal is? Like, why wasn't it as big as you thought it would be?
I don't know. Oh, that's a good question. I thought we're going to do some. I thought I'm going to have in myself. I'm going to have a bigger emotions. Yes, when we won the game, I was really happy. I was like, yes, nice. We made the history, this or that. But at the end of the day, next year, nobody's going to remember us, or 2 years from now. So maybe if we win it all, maybe it's going to be different. But we will see.
We'll take a couple on Zoom. We'll go to Srđan Radiović, Arena Sport TV.
Bubble.
Hi, is it possible to ask in Serbian?
You okay with that? Do you ask me if it's possible to talk to Serbian?
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I'm just saying.
Pozdrav Nikola, pomenuo si Peđu i Divca i te duele Sakramenta protiv Lakersa svojevremeno. Ljudi ponovo, ljubitelji košarke ponovo u Srbiji ustaju redovno noću da prate tvoje igre Denver Nuggetsa. jedno od glavnih pitanja, sada su ljudi mnogo analitičniji ovde i mnogo više prate i znaju, jedno od glavnih pitanja, s obzirom da čekate još uvek rivala, svaki dan koji ljudi ovde pitaju kao ko je bolji match-up za Nikolu, da li je to Al Horford ili Rob Williams ili s druge strane Bam Adebayo. Pa eto, ako može u vidu neke analitike tih match-upa, neka poruka za ljubitelje košarke u Srbiji. Hvala.
Da, pa to zapomenuo sam Peđi Divca, ali ne sjećam se, stvarno nisam tad ni pratio, nisam ni igrao, ni pratio košarku, tako da se stvarno ne sjećam. What camera is supposed to look if I ask for that? Okay. Ne sjećam se, stvarno ne sjećam se, malo se sjećam poteza, da kažem tih najboljih poteza, highlightsa, ali ne mogu sad ne setim ni rezultata ni koliko je bilo u seriji, tako da eto. A što se tiče finala, pa eto, iskreno kažem, nisam neki, ni baš sad da pratim nešto, nisam gledao ni petu, ni četvrtu, ni petu utakmicu, tako da kako da kažemo, one koji dođu, tako ćemo se spremati. Mislim da jedni i drugi imaju da ponude svašta raznovrsno, gde mogu da Boston može da preuzme 1 do 5 i da stavi visokog i malog na mene i da stavi visokog i malog na Džamala, gde mogu da stvarno da se poigraju sa rotacijama i sa igrama, sa match-upima, dok Miami je s drugu stranu dosta agresivniji, dosta svaka utakmica s njima je na krvi nož, dosta guranja, dosta kontakta, tako da mislim da jedna i druga ekipa mogu da iznenade.
Next we'll go to Eva Koderman, Pop TV.
Thank you. A question in Serbian as well. Nikola, pozdrav iz Slovenije. Na Balkanu odavno znamo koliko ste dobri, ali izgleda da tek sada, posle 2 titule MVP sa NBA finalom, ceo svet je to konačno shvatio. Kako vi to doživljavate? Brojite dane do početka velikog finala i moram da vas pitam za našeg Vlatka Čančara. Ne dobija mnogo prilika u play-offu, ali je već u regularnom delu dokazao da dobro koristi prilike. Hvala.
Jeste. Eto, prvo da kažem za Vlatka, eto uvek, ja uvek kažem za njega da kad god je dobio priliku, uvek je iskoristio i uvek je odigrao na pravi način, tako da eto, pokazuje da može da igra ovde, da bude ovde, da igra i da napravi neku, da kažem, promenu i da ekipa igra bolje kad je on na trenu, što se ako mene te pitate je veoma bitno. I što se tiče tih stvarno MVP titula, stvarno razmišljam, možda će mi to puno više značiti kada završim karijeru, pa kad se osvrnem i pogledam te neke individualne nagrade ili bilo šta.
We'll go to Ramona Shelburne, ESPN.
Hi, Nikola.
Hello.
On Zoom, sorry. I don't know if there's a camera to look at. It's strange, huh? Yeah. So Coach Malone had said after the last game, if anybody told you they thought that you'd be the player you've turned into, they're lying to you. Felipe, your strength coach, told me at some point you guys were riding the car to the airport. He told you can be one of the best players in the league. You guys can win. When did that sink in for you? When did you realize that was in front of you? And what did you have to do to go get it?
I mean, still, isn't it? I mean, but that's true. Felipe was the first guy who told me that I'm going to win MVP. It was a drive. It was a car drive to the airport, and I remember him that he was telling me, and I was laughing, of course, at him. But he's the guy who was first mentioned me that in conversation or whatever. But I never thought I'm gonna come here. But to be honest, I'm playing the same way since my days in Sombor, I think. So I didn't change and maybe I upgrade a little bit, but I didn't change my style of play since day one. So it's working. So maybe the consistency is the key.
We got 2 more for you here. We'll go to Olivia Garvey, WJLA.
Hey, Nikola. So how will you watch the game tonight? Do you guys watch it as a team, by yourself, with family? How are you guys watching Game 6?
To be honest, I didn't watch the Game 5, so I don't know. I was walking with my daughter. I'm lying. I watched the first quarter. Today, I don't know what we're going to do. I think we're going to family. I think maybe somebody's going to watch together, but I'm going to watch with family or not.
We'll end with Simon Standry, La Gazzetta dello Sport Italy.
Yes, yesterday Coach Malone said that the thing that I admire the most about you is that you haven't changed a bit. And so I just wonder, how were you able, even though everything changed around you, fame, fortune, adapting to a new country, how are you able to stay so grounded?
Maybe I'm not. Maybe that's just talk around me. But you never know. I think you probably my family, my close friends, my family. You need to ask them. I think I didn't change because I still have the same friends, same family, same spots that I'm going, same things that I'm doing. So, but maybe you need to ask my friends and my family. But they're not going to ask for you. So, I think they're not. So hopefully, there is no answer probably. That's it. Thank you, guys. Pleasure like always.
Thank you.
Wow, it's raining every day.